Yerrick Stoneman joined me on the Sports Buffet podcast. His Maroon Tide of Galax will take on a formidable foe in East Rockingham on Thursday in a Group A Girls Division I state semifinal. Coach Stoneman talks about his team, who he thinks stands out, and we talk about every member of the team from A to Z. It's Yerrick Stoneman on the Sports Buffet podcast. Yerrick Stoneman joins me on the Sports Buffet podcast, head coach of the Galax Maroon Tide on the girls' side. Girls and boys from Galax, both there in Richmond this week. And, Coach, let's talk about how you got there first. From what I hear, a real good game in the state quarterfinals against J.I. Burden. Kind of recap the game for me.
Yes, sir. Well, we played J.I. Burden last year in the same situation with state quarters where we lost the region finals. And they beat us about 14, and of course they went on to win the state. This year we knew a little bit more what to expect. It wasn't our first time for girls to be in state quarters, and we knew the matchups that we needed to have beforehand. But the game-wise, it was a great game to be involved in. I know with about a minute and a half to a minute and 15 to go, a referee came down. I said, it's a great game to be involved in, whether you're officiating or playing. But we ended up having a 6-point lead with about 40 seconds to go. They hit a three. We came back down. We made our free throws, and they made another shot. So with about 8 seconds to go, we were up 3. And, our girls knew that at any point that they got inside the 2 is to stand still, don't foul, because neither team had any timeouts, and we were just going to let the clock run out. But sometimes when you're dealing with young kids, they don't always do what the coaches want them to do. And but they shot a long three. It came off a rebound on the backside, and their girl got the rebound, and we fouled her with no time on the clock, and she made it. So it's a 1-point game. It was 45-46, no time on the clock. Let's see what their girl's name was. Cherish finally, number 42, got on the line. No one there, no time on the clock, and just to put it in overtime, and she missed a little left. And we were able to celebrate a little bit. It felt good. It's the first time our girl had been to the state semifinals in about 25, 26 years. So our girls are excited about this opportunity.
And we talked before doing the interview, you have a couple daughters. I have a couple daughters as well. You got to feel sick, though, I don't say you don't want to win, but to win that way with the poor girl from J.I. Burden missing a free throw, I take it your heart bled for her maybe just a touch?
Oh, it did a lot. I do have daughters, but, if you have kids that played in sports, you know how they feel.
Right.
And they've been in that situation. I told the reporters after the game, I wish she'd never been in that situation. I wish they'd never made that call. Let her make it. It would have been a good point. The end result would still have been us winning. And but then again, she's a good player as is. J.I. Burton is an excellent team. But we're just going to move on forward. We're happy with what we've got out of it. So, but we do feel for her a little bit.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit too about what you feel like it can mean with Maroon Tide girls and Maroon Tide boys, even though you're kind of staggered a little bit, but you're both playing in Richmond, which has got to be a good feeling too.
Oh man, our community is, really backing us. We've already got 2 charter buses set up that they're coming for the team to go up in. Within an hour of us putting it out to our students that we were going to send the pet bus, we've already got one field for that. Our community usually backs us pretty good. I think last year when the boys went to the state, we had at least 2,000 people, and our community is only about 9,000. So, we'll represent really well, especially with both teams being there.
Let's talk a little bit about your opponent in the semis here. East Rockingham is not one to be taken lightly. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. What worries you about the Eagles?
Probably everything. One, I don't know a whole lot about them. I'm getting some information here or there from friends that I know that live up in the area. They're I think about 27-1, 26-1.
Right.
Their only losses come to Broadway, which Broadway is a AA school, which was in the state quarters. I don't know necessarily how far that they've made it if they won this past weekend, but I think what's going to hurt us is, they're going to try to down and press us, full court, then they'll back it down to a 1-3-1 half court. That might give us a little trouble, but my girls were really seasoned. I've got 5 senior starters. 4 of them have started since freshmen. I do also have a freshman this year that is possibly the best player on the team. She just doesn't start because I've had 5 seniors that started last year, and no need to mess with something that's not broken. But to our advantage, I hope. East Rockingham doesn't shoot the ball as well as they normally do. I think they scored 70-some last game in the state quarters. I know they spread the floor well. They'll take you off the dribble, but hopefully the atmosphere at Siegel Center will maybe help them not shoot as well.
At this point in the season, how important, scouting is important. I'm not going to say it's not because we both know that would be a lie, but how important is it that, rather than worry about your opponent, let's worry about what we do and let's do it the best we can and, everything else will take care of itself type of thing?
I think with scouting and getting film and that just prepares the coach. It doesn't necessarily prepare the players. But, a lot of things that we do, this year we really stuck with our man-to-man, and regardless of what offense that you run up against, day in and day out, we're challenging our kids to guard the screen the correct way. Especially the ball screens, weak side, where you need to be. Our rotation, we've really focused hard on that all year. And, in the past, we've been a full-court pressing team, half-court trapping and fall back into a zone. But this year, we're straight man-to-man, and it's been really successful this year for us. And, just as long as they don't have a big girl inside that can dominate, because we're not very tall, we're not very big inside. If they don't have that, if they don't try to go inside too much, I really think that we could be successful, because our defensive principles are pretty good.
Let's go down your roster, and I'm just going to have you say something about each kid. I'll name a kid, and if I mispronounce their name, please feel free to correct me. And we'll start with number 3, a senior, Channing Russell.
Okay, I'm glad you asked about her first, because usually she's the one that no one mentions, but she's the heart and soul of our team. She doesn't score a lot. She's our point guard. She's only about 5'2", 5'3". She started for 4 years for us. Not super quick, but I tell you, she's the most intelligent person on the team, and definitely the one that doesn't care anything about stats, doesn't care anything about the accolades that come along with scoring, or all she wants is to win. And of all the players that I've coached, I've said it on our radio stations here at Galax. Of all the players that I've coached, she's by far the one that I have the most respect for, just because of what she does and what she means to our team. I mean, she is definitely selfless, and she's just a wonderful girl to have on the team.
Number 5, a sophomore, Susan Davis.
Okay, well, she's our backup point guard. She doesn't get a whole lot of playing time right now. Early in the year, she did get a lot because we were beating several teams out and splitting her and Channing quite a bit. But, in the postseason, she hasn't gotten a whole lot of playing time. But especially next year, she should be the starter for the Lady Maroons at the point guard position.
Number 10, senior Bailey Shoemate.
Okay, Bailey was the district player of the year. This year for she was second team all region. She's probably our best shooter. Definitely our best as a basketball player. That besides what the head coach thinks, everybody else thinks she's by far the best player. My best player is Channing Russell, just because she runs the team the way I like it ran. But her and Allison White, number 14. But, she'll take anybody off the dribble. She'll shoot a three. She usually defends one of the tougher opponents. So.
Number 12, a sophomore, Lindsay Ayers.
Okay, she's also a backup, two-guard, three for us. She's probably going to be expected to start next year because I'm going to graduate all 5 seniors. But she's going to be special, especially she's so quick, especially on-ball defender. There's been several games that I just put her in the game just for the purpose of harassing, the other team's best player, especially if they were the point guard or had the ball in their hands quite a bit.
Number 14, a senior, Allison White.
Allison White is probably the best athlete on the team. She was the first team All-State in volleyball in single A. She was first team All-District, honorable mention All-Region as basketball. I think she's been All-State in track and hurdles. She's probably, I think she's leading us in rebound and scoring this year. Really an excellent ball player for us.
Number 20, a senior, Taylor Bryant.
Taylor Bryant, she also started for 4 years for us. She's kind of deceptive. She's going to shoot several threes. She'll make several for us. She's second in rebounding for us. I think she's averaging about 6-7 point rebounds a game. And she's one of those ones that really, really, really wants to win. And, I'd say she's a special girl to have on your team.
Number 22, a junior, Haley Reynolds.
Haley is a 3-year, she's a junior. She's 3 years on the varsity. She just fills in minutes where we can get her in the game right now. But, especially next year, she's expected to step up and, contribute a lot more than what she is this year.
Number 24, a senior, Haley Cassell.
Castle are the names.
Okay.
Haley Castle. She's a senior. She started for 3 years on the varsity. What I really have to say about her, Dale Burton has a really, really quick guard, and Jazz Heel. She's probably one of the fastest guards in the state in single A. And, she really shut her down defensively this last game. Didn't allow her to get back and get fast break points. Really controlled her, kept her in front. She's one of our role players on the offensive end. She can shoot threes. She'll take you off the dribble a little bit. But defensively is her specialty. She can really defend on the ball.
Number 30, Paige Hanks.
Paige Hanks is, she comes off the bench. She's usually our 6th or 7th girl. She can shoot threes. It depends on what position I have her. She's really a handy ball player. She's, her brother is the senior on the boys team. Similar players, take you off the dribble, can shoot it a little bit, and, we'll be in the right position defensively the majority of the game.
32, a junior, Carolyn Vaughn.
Okay, Carolyn, she's, last year it was a big game that she stepped up in, and, from that point on, she's really soared as a basketball player. She'll come off the bench, and, she's in the game for defensive purposes. And, I doubt there's too many girls at our single A level that can, get past her defensively. She's, breaks down, she stays low, and, she knows what I expect out of her on the defensive end.
34, freshman, Holly Castle.
Holly, we brought her up this year. She's just a freshman. We brought her up, one, to help us a lot with practice. I expect her to be the starter next year, especially as our center or power forward position in our offense that we run. There's been a couple of games that she's really played well and excelled in for us this year, but her days are to come.
I'm going to take it her sister's Haley.
That's correct, yes, sir.
Number 4.
And it just helped Mom and Dad out, me bringing her up, because they could actually play together. And Mom and Dad wouldn't have to travel and be at both games.
Number 40, a freshman, Sydney Lidsey.
All right, Sydney Lindsay, I doubt in single A that there's a handful of girls as good as she is as a freshman. I know that East Rockingham has the coach's daughter, and I'm just told that she's a really, really good player, but, very few people are going to bring what Sydney brings to our table. Like I said, if I didn't have 5 seniors that started for me last year, she would definitely be starting. Usually she'll come in the game about 2 minutes to go and she doesn't come out. 2 minutes into the first quarter, she doesn't come out the first half. Third quarter, about 2 minutes she's in, she doesn't come out. She can defend. She's a scorer. And she's one of our more aggressive players, especially inside. She's going to be a special player for Galax in many years to come if we don't lose her to going to OPO and playing for the girls team. But, that's okay if she does that too, because she's going to be a special player. Of anyone in our school system, she might have the most ability to be a Division I player. I'm not saying high Division I player, but I think in 4 years, if she continues to work, that it's possible that she could play at a Radford or a Liberty or a small D1 school, Campbell, something like that. I think that she would have an opportunity to play there in time. But and the good thing about her is that along with her effort and attitude is the heart and desire to want to get better. And every day in practice, she's wanting to get better, especially early on. Growing up, she hadn't had much coaching on defensive man-to-man principles. Basically all she was doing is just guarding the ball as hard as she could and getting steals and taking it in. But, she's really learned a lot this year. And, right now she's probably our best player on the floor when she gets on the floor.
And finally, that brings us to number 50, Kate Moore.
Kate's just a role player. She's just a great girl to have on the team. She won't get a lot of minutes, but when she does, she definitely brings Galax crowd up, cheering, and they want to always see Kate do well. But she doesn't get a whole lot of playing time, but she's a great girl to have on the team.
You talk about some of the kids that you count on more for next year, and some of the kids that don't get as much playing time. I take it though, if they're not working your girls hard in practice, that's not really being helpful at the same time. Talk about the role of practice and how important it is that your girls work hard.
Well, early on this season, we really, throughout practice, split everybody up just so you could have, equal amount of talent on each team, and they would push each other. But last few weeks, especially the postseason, everybody knows their roles. We put them in the roles. But our second group has really come along and, made our girls have to work. And that's, something Galax in the past hasn't had. Usually we have 8, 9 girls on the team, scraping the bottom of the barrel in our girls just to try to get enough out so you can have a practice. And we've always had to bring up our JVs to practice with the varsity, and, that doesn't do any good. But now we have the talent level to be able to do that, to be able to have a good practice and have 10 girls on the court that really can challenge each person every day. Especially when, anytime I put Sydney with that second group and they're going against the first group knows they have to buckle up. And, just to get back with Sydney, I knew that I had a special player because last year, every time that we would practice, we would have to practice with our JV girls, and no one of my starters would want to pick her up and guard her. And so I knew I had a special player with her, and the girls knew that. But our second group, next year we're not going to drop off. I know we're losing 5 seniors, but we're really not going to drop off that much because these girls have really worked hard all season and really learn a lot and push our first team. So anytime that I can say that about a team, I do feel a lot comfortable that we will be successful.
2 final things for you, Coach. One, what the Galax boys did last year was outstanding, especially I've never heard anybody in the state say a bad word about Verl Brown. talk about what you think maybe that meant to just the whole community of Galax, because you all have been successful in quite a few sports here lately too.
I guess more so, I'll probably need to talk to you a little bit about this group of seniors. This group of seniors have won Galax has won 3 state titles in golf. They've been to the state finals in basketball, or not the finals, but the state Final Four 3 times now. Also, our girls have been to the state 3 times in volleyball, and twice in basketball. But only this is the first time in the state Final Four. But and both teams are senior led. We're going to miss them. Unfortunately, in small schools, you get that one group every 10 years, and we've got that group, and they're graduating in May. But we're definitely going to really miss all of them. But what and just don't forget about the football. Most of our basketball players were on the football team that went to the state finals, and our community, of course, we're more of a manufacturing community, whether it's in the factories or textile. Any other area that's like that, you're struggling. Your economy's really struggling, but it gives hope. It gives everybody in our community hope. It's some excitement. There's a buzz going around. It's been going around all year, starting with the football and then the volleyball, and now both basketball teams are doing well. That buzz and that excitement is really fueled our community, and and that's good to see, because a lot of times the kids doesn't see what they can bring to their community. They just see, I'll go play a basketball game, I'll play baseball, whatever. But when people in the community are always constantly talking about it and going up to the kids and congratulating the kids, and it's really helped. And we've really done a great job here at our school. For our younger kids in elementary school to get it connected to the high school kids, and our high school kids go down and mentor the younger ones during the day. But we do have a special group. I mean, I bet every one of our kids go to church every Sunday. They're in youth groups. They do the right things in the community, and of course they're excelling on the athletic field and venue as well.
So and let me kind of summarize what you just kind of hit on right there. It seems to me what you said is a lot of kids at Galax expect to win too.
Well, our coaches make that known.
Right.
Every time we step on the court, we expect to win.
Right.
It's not being arrogant. If you don't expect to win, if you don't prepare to expect to win, it's going to be difficult for you. But Galax, when we walk on the court, or like with my girls, that was the biggest thing last year when I was the first year coach with them. It's just to let them know, I don't care who's across that court, you're expected to win. We expect you to win. A lot of times in the past, they're like, oh, we're playing a Carroll County, or we're playing a Floyd County. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat them, and that was the mindset. But now, but boys basketball has been good here at Galax for a long time. But they've always expected to win. People have always been thinking, oh, gosh, we're playing Galax. But now it's a mindset. A lot of the other teams are having that with our girls team as well.
Final thing, Coach, definitely appreciate your time. Best of luck this week in Richmond. It's a quick turnaround. If you win on Thursday, you've got to play Friday at 2 p.m. Talk about, that and kind of what we talked about, too, in terms of, you want to win, but at the same time, you kind of want the girls to have a little bit of fun as well. How do you balance that out as well?
I think winning is fun. That's the main thing. When we won that game the other day, the girls said that's the toughest week of practice that we had. But I said, you having fun now? I said, you're not going to have fun in the week of preparations and leading up to it. Winning is what's fun. But, we will. There's going to be some downtime where our girls can relax and enjoy the atmosphere. And, it's not going to be all business. The trip up is going to be fun. But anytime we step on the basketball court, the girls and I'm sure our boys know that hey, it's business. It's time to work hard, do what's expected of us, and always have the right effort and attitude.
Coach, best of luck. We will see you in Richmond this week.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.